My talk is called Dysfunction Mapping, Make Your Impact Visible. And essentially, this is just my attempt to give a little back to the community. It's something that I've been thinking about for quite a while now. I think a lot of Scrum Masters, Agile coaches, leaders not only struggle to have an impact in the organizations that they're in, but they struggle to really show that impact in a way that's measurable that other people can understand. So dysfunction mapping is a tool that I created that kind of helped me to solve that problem so that I could better chronicle what I was doing and the impacts I was having. And now I kind of try to teach people how to do that so that maybe they can not make the same mistakes that I made, solve some of the problems maybe a little bit easier, and hopefully even grow a community of people that can talk about this stuff in a really kind of unified way. Yeah, so essentially, this is a journey through the mistakes that I've made as an agile practitioner over the years. I think, like a lot of people, when I started in this world, I kind of went to a 2 day workshop, learned a few things, and then was just let loose on an organization and made a lot of mistakes along the way. Um, each of those kind of big core mistakes that I made turned into a practice that I put in place for myself to help me not make those mistakes again. And essentially, dysfunction mapping evolved from those learnings, from those ideas. And the talk is going to kind of tie those together in a way that shows the process of dysfunction mapping so that you can hopefully go away and give it a try for yourself, or at least have an idea of how you might think through these sorts of problems in future. So essentially, dysfunction mapping itself has 5 core steps, and so there's really a learning related to each one of those core steps. So the first one is about understanding symptoms, knowing that problems that exist in an organization are often symptomatic of an underlying problem, and knowing not to jump into firefighting mode. The next step is dysfunction. So it's how do you actually gather together those symptoms and identify a hypothesized underlying cause that you might be able to address. The next step is purpose, which really is just about how we define a uniting purpose as a team, as an organization, around why we actually care about solving this problem so that we can all pull in the same direction. Next, you've got solution, which is your hypothesis, essentially. It's a concrete action and how you might define that concrete action so that you can try to make forward progress. And then finally, we've got measures, which kind of is the important one that ties it all together. It's like, how do you measure that you've actually had some sort of an impact? That, of course, helps with putting this stuff into practice, but also is all about that making your impact visible, because you can keep a record of that and show that to people as evidence of how you've helped things improve.
Why you recommend people to attend Agile on the Beach 2026?
I think there is something very, very powerful about community learning. I think a lot of people, myself included in the early days, we go to a training session, we go to a workshop, we learn something, but then we end up stuck in an organization that's highly dysfunctional, that's doing things in very strange and interesting ways. And the two elements of coming to a session like Agile on the Beach are, number one, you get to see that you're not alone, because a lot of people will have very similar stories and you can talk and share about how we've addressed those things. But also you get to kind of take some of those new learnings, some of the stuff that's maybe on the cutting edge, the things that you wouldn't be learning in a workshop because someone's only just had the idea to try it now. And really there's no other place you can get that level of just the best kind of learning than at a conference like Agile on the Beach.